Hi everyone, my name is Sonia. Welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel we have healthy discussions about life, love, dating, and relationships while promoting self-love, healing, and healthy dating. Tonight I'm going to talk about Married at First Sight, season 14, episode 17 actually, and this is decision day. We're going to go over decision day. I hope you guys are all well. I just want to give a quick disclaimer. I have a loved one that is transitioning, so I don't know if I will be doing the reviews on the reunions part 1 and 2. I may just do part 2. I'm not sure yet. It depends on when she makes her final transition and the funeral, things of that sort. So please be patient with me in regards to that. Also, I want to say thank you guys for attending my lives. My lives will resume once my loved one makes her final transition and I deal with my mourning process. I will be doing a live with Alicia Jackson though on the 19th if things go according to plan. I've already given her a heads up, but we're going to talk about dating, and there's going to be a sex therapist. We have a coach, a therapist, and a sex therapist. So please stop by. It's going to be on Alicia Jackson's channel on the 19th of this month at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check that out. I'll leave the link to her channel in the description box or in the comments below. I'll leave it in the comments. So that's that on that. But we will resume our lives. I told you guys I want to start doing more lives where I talk about dating and relationships and self-love. I have some great ideas. We'll get back to that once I'm done with this phase in my life, okay? But, you know, I can't start without giving gratitude. So if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. We welcome you here. If you are passing through, thank you so much for stopping by. If you like the content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up the video, or just leave me a comment down below. If you're coming back, welcome back, family. So good to see you. I appreciate your support as always. So let's get into tonight's episode. So before I get started on Mike and Jasmin, I want to acknowledge how nice the cast looked. Everyone looked so nice. I love everyone's outfit. I particularly loved Mike's suit. I thought he took a chance wearing a moth suit. Most men aren't really comfortable with that color, but he wore it. He rocked it well. He looked very nice. Everyone looked very, very nice. Every single cast member, I loved their outfit. Steve was cool and smooth. You can tell Steve anything, honey. Steve had on his, I don't know if those were Ferragamos. I think they were Ferragamo shoes. I couldn't get a good look at the buckle, but I'm like, okay, Steve, I see you. But everyone looked really nice. Everyone was well put together. I enjoyed that. So let's get into Jasmin and Mike. I was shocked that first off, everyone said yes. I know it isn't a spoiler at this point. I was a little shocked, and I was shocked that Mike and Jasmin said yes. I understand why. Let me say this. I am not one that believes that Jasmin isn't attracted to Mike. For a little bit, I felt that way, and I think for a little bit she wasn't because of the whole tone thing, the arguments they were having, and the problems they were having initially. But I said, like, when they went on their camping trip, she would often smile and lean into him, and she would try to flirt, but there's still like this wall there. Michael was waiting for permission to proceed, and Jasmin hasn't given that permission because I believe Jasmin wants Michael to take the initiative. It's sexy when a man is confident. It's sexy when a man takes the initiative and shows you that they desire you. And I think that's what she's waiting for, because you can see how she looks at him and things like that. She actually is attracted to Mike. I know a lot of people don't agree, but I do believe she is physically attracted to him at this point. I just think she won't let her guard down, and she hasn't given Mike the permission. And Mike isn't a Rico Suave. I've said that before. I really would like him to work on his courting style, but he's also trying to be caring and be respectful and wait for her to say yes, it is okay to proceed. And Pastor Kyle was, trying to get that out of Jasmin. And Pastor Kyle said, can he say yes? And she said, well, I think he knows that he can say yes, and she's looking at him. She turns into him. And he said, no, I don't. And that's why I haven't. And I think that's part of the reason why they're trying to see where things can go. But to me, Jasmina had both of them, but I'm talking about Jasmina. She has kind of like an avoidance attachment style, and I think what would need to happen, besides him giving her permission, she would really truly need to know that Mike is a safe space for her. But I don't think she's giving Mike that opportunity. I don't think she's really taking into consideration what he's done, like the amount of vulnerability, the amount of growth, the dates and things like that. Because he really has been trying the best way he knows how, right? As far as planning dates, he's always doing something thoughtful for her that we see. And we don't really see her opening up. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. I don't know where that fear still lies. I think that's something that needs to be worked on. But they're going to give it a try. But I don't think there's a lack of attraction there. I think there is a fear there. I think she proceeds with caution. But more than anything, there's a lack of communication. She's cautious on her end. What I like about this couple, though, is they are logical people. And they both come to the realization that we're going to give it a try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we can both learn and grow from the process. They have a friendship. They enjoy each other's company. They've gotten more comfortable. He's become more vulnerable. And I think he has taken a lot out of this process as far as learning about himself, how to show up in relationships, how to truly be vulnerable, how to truly be accountable. Because before he just used those terms, but there was no action that went with the term, and he's grown in that way. I don't foresee them getting further unless they come up with a plan, and I don't think there was a plan to go to therapy. I think intimacy coaching, along with them working on their individual issues, especially Jasmina, she has some walls she needs to let down, and she needs to be able to communicate that things are okay. She likes that challenge. She wants you to challenge her, but when you challenge her, then she gets upset. You don't know where the line is with Jasmina, and I think that's where Michael's having an issue, but we'll see. They're deciding to stay together. She says she feels like she has not given it her all, and she wants the opportunity, but they're going to live separately. And then that's another thing. I understand Boston is expensive, but what does that look like when you guys are going to live separately and you have another guy at home? I know that they're just roommates, but you have that situation at home, and then he has these two women at home. So we know at any moment anything can go wrong that will offset the two of them. I just don't feel like that was the best move. Maybe they should have gotten like a 6-month lease or something like that and went that route. And they have the opportunity. They could be roommates with one another for a short period of time. They do have a friendship. They do get along. They are comfortable with one another. I don't know how the finances will work there. I hear Boston is expensive. I know both of them have careers, but these aren't careers that are known to be careers that pay very well. I don't know if that's a component. I know there's nuances there, but anyway, I wish them the best of luck. Next up, we have Ola and Tina. They said yes. And I agree with Dr. V. Dr. V made a point to say either basically Katina is going to be in this relationship and become exhausted, or she's going to walk away. I have a saying. The saying is people are reasons, seasons, or lifetime. Relationships are great loves or great lessons. And I really have a feeling that Olajuwon, if he doesn't get it together, is going to be one of Katina's great lessons. It's going to be the relationship that causes her to really become introspective and really do healing work and really decide what is important to her moving forward for her future. I think they could make a good couple, honestly. I disagree that he doesn't like her because she's black. I disagree with that he doesn't care for her. I think he does in the best way he knows how. I just think he needs some work. He needs work with his ability to communicate. He doesn't communicate well. He doesn't use words well. He doesn't understand that you can say what you need and what you want, but you can say it with care. right? What Elijah Wan is saying that he desires, him taking a stance on that actually isn't a bad thing. When you make choices about your partner, who you want to be with and who you want to have children with, you need to be clear. And he's clear on what he wants and what he desires and what is important to him. Now, I think he has a lot of growing pains to do. Both of them do, and I've said that they're going to have a lot of growing pains in this relationship. They're essentially going to grow up together in this relationship because they don't have anyone around them to really guide them. I don't think they have good mentorship, and I wish they would seek that out. But as far as Elijah Wan saying what he wants for his life and what kind of woman he wants to be with as far as being established and things like that, there isn't anything wrong with that. I would expect for women to do the same. And that's one thing I would like for Katina. I want to hear her voice. What do you want? Who do you want to be with? What's important to you? We don't know that about Katina. We know she doesn't like to open up, but at this point, I feel like she should be able to express what's important to her, what she wants out of a mate, what she expects from her partner. He is voicing his, and she should be voicing hers. The problem with Elijah Wan is he does not know how to use his words properly. He doesn't know how to use the proper words. And he doesn't know how to say these things in a respectful manner. And I am all about intention. So is your intention to hurt Katina when you say what you're saying, or is your intention to get your truth across? That's two different things. If your intention to hurt her, that's one kind of conversation. If your intention is to get your truth across, that's another type of conversation. And I think that's what needs to be clarified. I don't think he always means to hurt her, but I think he's okay with hurting her as long as he can get his point across. That's something that needs to be worked on, because essentially you don't want to disrespect your partner. You don't want to intentionally hurt your partner, right? But at the same time, there are times where the truth hurts. You know, sometimes we say we want people to be honest with us and communicate with us, but we don't want to hear what they have to say. We don't want to hear the truth, especially if we don't like it, if it makes us uncomfortable, or if it hurts us. But if it is the truth, it is the truth. So I just want more of Katina's voice. I don't want her to lose her voice. I don't want her to lose who she is. I want her to continue to grow as a woman. I love the fact that she said, I'm not going to compromise my education. I'm going to continue educating myself. I don't think Katina is as fragile as a lot of people think, but I do think she needs more of a voice. I think she understands Elijah Wan, and because she understands him, she tolerates more than the average would. The problem with that is that when you empathize and sympathize with someone too much, you can lose yourself in that, because you're trying to be a place of reason, of safety, of concern, of empathy and compassion for them. But you have to check yourself too. Before you know it, you'll be an empty glass. So I would love for her to find balance there, where she has her own voice, where she's comfortable, her needs are being met, and she's demanding that he respects her. And I think that's something, I've talked about it before, where I would love for her to really dig in on those moments where he's being disrespectful, right? Again, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you desire, it's how you express your desires. So that's where Elijah Wan needs a lot of work. And I want her to be careful about being that superwoman, being that person that just piles everything up. I've talked about this several times regarding her. She's like, I can handle this, I can do this. You can do this and you can handle a lot now. But when children come, when life comes, when true careers come into play, that is a lot for a person to take on. And then she's going to expect for him to step in and take over. But the problem is, you've already told him that you're strong enough to endure a lot. So be careful with the contract you enter into by your behavior and what you say when you enter into a relationship with a person. Because you're saying, I'm showing up as this strong person who can take a whole lot of crap. That is exactly what you're going to get out of that relationship. And then you'll be resentful and angry, but it's the contract that you agreed to. And honestly, I do think, like I said, I do think Elijah Wan cares for Katina. And we don't get to see a lot. But if you pay attention to like the little things, he always carries her places. He said, I will take care of the house. I just want food. You know, he wants to make sure his meals are prepped and are there. Now, let me say, I know that's a problem for some people, right? But I think what he's trying to say, that's what I say, he just needs help communicating. I can't cook and you can't cook. How are our children going to be taken care of? That's something to take into consideration. If you are a leader and you're building your team, you want someone who has what you don't have, because it helps move the team forward. If you are a leader and you have a vision, you need the right players and to make sure that this vision comes to fruition. So, you know, he knows what he lacks. The problem is he doesn't say, I don't know how to cook. So I would love for my wife to know how to cook. You know, he has said, I'll take care of the house. He said that several times. So you'll take care of the bills and things like that of the house. All I'm asking is that you cook and you clean. You know, because those have been his complaints, cooking and cleaning, and whether or not she will be available for him when she's in school. Now, he is a lot. He's telling you who he is and what he is. It's everyone gets upset about what he's saying, but no one's like taking in the information. And if I was working with her, one thing I would say is, with everything that he has said, how does that work for you? And are you okay with that? He said, I'm a lot. I need a lot of attention. I want to travel all the time. I want someone to cook, and basically we can do it together, but really I want you to be the primary cook. I'll take care of the house, but I want you to be the primary cook. I want you to cook. Like, he's telling you who he is and everything that he wants. It's up to you to say, yes, I'm okay with that. Oh no, I'm not. So I would ask her to put all of those cards on the table and decide, is this really what you want? Does this meet your core values? Does this meet your non-negotiables? Can you live with these things? Are these things okay with you? Sometimes we get so caught up at being angry at the person that we forget about ourselves, and we give our power away and we allow that person to make the decision for us. Or we hold ourselves hostage making a decision, hoping that they would change, or we're angry or frustrated or resentful that they aren't who or what we want them to be. Instead of saying, you know what, you're not who or what I want you to be, so this isn't best suited for me. That's a decision that you make. That's the power that you have. And I want Katina and other ladies and gentlemen to move in that way. You can't change people. You can't make anyone be who you want them to be. You have to decide if it's fitting, if it's important, what's okay, can you live with it long term, and you move forward. And that's really all you can do. You either stay with the person and work it out, you renegotiate the agreement or the terms and condition of your relationships, or you stay and you put up with all the mess. It's really up to you. You have the right to make that decision. So, based on the information you have. But that's it with them. So we found out later they consummated the marriage, and she said it was well worth the wait. I told my friend I think they were intimate before, and I think I've said it here. I think the intimacy probably was everything but penetration, if you know what I mean. So I think maybe in that way, there's been some sex, but not in actual penetration. I think this time they actually went all away, as we used to say. So I wish them the best of luck. I hope they get the assistance that they need, though. Next up, we have Steve and Noi. And I am curious why Steve said yes. Part of me feels like Steve wants to be Noi's hero. He says she's fun-loving and fun, and they have great conversations. They supposedly have these deep conversations. However, they still have the same unresolved issues. So, are you really having these conversations, or are you having conversations strictly about what's comfortable for you? You know, you have to have those uncomfortable conversations, and you have to deal with what is actually happening or what you really have concerns with. Security is one of the most important needs a person has. And I think that's why Noi said yes. I think Noi says yes because Steve offers her emotional security, but she still has concerns about finances. Now, I will say when he gave her that engagement ring, I think for her that was a relief. And it was more so like, okay, if he has money to afford this, he has more money than I think. I think that was a combination. I also think it was a girly moment. Like, who doesn't want to be proposed to, especially by someone whom you say you love and care for, right? And you are married to and you want to stay married to. So I get it. But I feel like there still needs to be some time with Noi. And I still think Noi needs the opportunity to live on her own for a longer period of time, to get to know who she is, to heal those childhood wounds, to know what it is that's really, really important to her, and to definitely work on her communication skills, especially communicating her emotions in a healthy manner, right? And I think that's going to take some time. As far as Steve goes, I know Steve is upset that he feels like she doesn't trust him. But it just won't sink in. Like, Steve, she can't trust you because she still doesn't really know you. And I'm talking about trust regarding finances. I think Steve has this misplaced where this is coming from. I think this is a source of maybe his family and friends, because he's a free spirit, right? So maybe his family and friends have been teasing him for not getting a traditional job, right? I think Noi is an extension of that thought process that he has gotten from certain family members, that you're supposed to have a traditional 9 to 5. And I think Steve is more like his mom, who's more of a free spirit and just wants to live life on their own terms, which there isn't anything wrong with that, right? But I think he's holding it against Noi that you don't believe in me, and that's why he is not communicating enough to make her feel secure. She wants him to just have a job too, and that's a problem as well. And again, that's why I go back to, I'm not understanding what's happening here. I guess, again, everybody can see what happens once the cameras are off and the crew has gone away, and they can just live on their own in normal everyday life. And maybe that will allow a wake up call. But the bottom line is, he is not getting a 9 to 5. He doesn't want a 9 to 5, and he wants her to believe in him. But I don't think he gets that that is difficult to do. When I don't really know you, you're not really communicating. As far as that goes, Steve's a great communicator, but I don't think that he has really shown her what he's capable of. He wants her to just trust that, and he's trying to show her in different ways. And then that's an issue. And then we get to this whole household thing where, Noi's going to punish Steve and resent Steve, just like Dr. V said. You're going to punish him and resent him for not getting a 9 to 5. Steve, that's going to be a problem. You don't want a 9 to 5. I just wish they would really deal with their core issue, because these are huge problems. So I don't know why they won't really work on those. It's like they always go back to fantasy land and living in the moment and enjoying the moment, which is fine. But now when you're talking about planning your life, when we're talking about planning your life, I need to get down to the nitty gritty. Again, I say people don't like how Lajuan stands his ground. But the bottom line is, he's like, these things are important to me and you need to meet these needs, or we can't be together. They could use a little of that, but we'll see what happens with the two of them. Next up, we have Mark and Lindsey. And Mark and Lindsey said yes, and I was surprised. I knew Mark would say no. But you know why I feel Mark said yes? Because he needs the benefit of her right now. He has lost so much. And he knows that she's going to step in. She's going to help. She's going to be there. He knows that she's going to do that. So he's basically using this moment of time. Mark essentially said, I'm making the best decision for right now. Translation, right now my life is in shambles and I know she'll help me, but I don't think he wants to be with Lindsey long term, which that says a lot about him. Because basically you're using this woman. That's how I see it. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't know how someone can continuously disrespect you, talk down to you. Like, she was even doing it there at the decision day meeting. She constantly takes these jabs and digs at him. You know he doesn't like it. You know he doesn't want to argue all the time. You know, she's so volatile. She's so disrespectful. All of these things. And she emasculates him often. Why are you staying? You know? He's staying because the goodness of her, basically what he can use from her, he will. But the problem with that is when he no longer needs it, he's going to put Lindsey to the side. And then Lindsey is going to be heartbroken because the one thing she doesn't like is someone rejecting her. And I think she said yes because really, I do think she likes Mark's kind, nurturing side. But she wants Mark to be who she wants Mark to be and not recognizing Mark is who he is. And again, you have to decide if you want to take it or leave it. And so I find that very interesting. But really, I feel like they have just decided to use one another. But I really do see Mark leaving. I think Lindsey was sticking it long term. She would say she's leaving. She'll put up a fight. But I don't think Lindsey would actually leave. I do think, though, that Mark will walk away from this relationship once he's gotten back on his feet. Unfortunately, you know. Unless Lindsey got some help and dealt with all of her issues and her poor coping mechanisms, and she really did just become a softer, more gentler person. If she did that, I think he would stay with her. But with her as she is right now, without the benefit of her, without her benefits, I don't think he would. I don't foresee him staying. Next, all of the couples got together and they basically all said that they are staying. And we saw Chris and Alyssa. Chris is dating again. Good for him. Alyssa has been enjoying her summer. Again, this has been tough. She always has to start off with, this has been so tough for me. And it may have been. I don't know. I don't want to downplay her feelings or her thoughts or her experiences because I don't know. But they've decided that, but clearly they've gone their separate ways and they haven't spoken to one another. All of the other couples are proud of each other. They're family now. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to see what happens on the reunion next week. What do you guys think? What do you think about the couple staying together and splitting apart? What do you think about my commentary? Please let me know. Leave it in the comment section below. I will see you guys soon. Please don't forget to thumbs up the video. Leave me a comment, even if it's a heart. I appreciate it. Give me your take on things. I love to hear it. And if I don't respond right away, please just know that I am busy with family things, but I will get around to it. I want to thank you for your love and support, and I want to remind you to love yourself for who you are. I'll see you guys soon. Please take care. Bye-bye.